And to take this further, we are being joined by Robert Y. Shapiro, Professor of Political Science and in the School of International and Public Affairs, Columbia University from New York. Professor, thank you so much for joining us here on WION.
Thank you for inviting me.
Professor, first things first, as grave as the situation is, a second assassination attempt on Donald Trump, how do you think this is going to affect the polling, if at all it will?
At this point, I don't think that will have any effect on the polling. What it does, of course, it puts Donald Trump further in the limelight, and in terms of a great deal of additional media attention that he might not have otherwise have gotten. But I don't see at this point that having an effect on the polling.
All right, we're going to get into the latest opinion polls coming in after our chat. But as things stand right now, post the debate, the pollings are a little more in favor of Kamala Harris. What is your assessment?
Well, when Kamala Harris got the nomination, what that did was it injected great enthusiasm among the Democratic Party and its supporters, replacing her with Joe Biden. The announcement had a big effect, and then the convention had a further effect. And what we have right now is a very close election. It looks like a repeat of 2016 or 2020, where it will come down to a small number of votes in the key states for the Electoral College.
Also, Professor, we have seen two assassination attempts, as we just discussed, on Donald Trump. In the middle of the election year, the Democratic candidate was changed. Have you seen an election like this in the near future, or sorry, in the near past?
No, I've never seen anything like that in all my time as a political observer. This is really very extraordinary. There have been surprises repeatedly, and there could be even further surprises before the election.
Right. Also, who to ask better than you? What does that also tell about the psyche of the American voters, given how split the country is?
Well, I mean, the split in the country is really quite extraordinary. The level of partisan conflict and polarization was actually high before Donald Trump entered the scene. And once he came on the scene, it basically heightened that conflict even further. And he interjected a further level of emotions into the election, and changed some of the norms in electoral politics in many ways, in terms of the nature of political rhetoric and the idea of potentially inciting political violence.
All right, Professor Shapiro, thank you so much for joining us here on WION and getting us your insights. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.